time it is? It's horror movie review time! Huh? Told the kids not to leave the windows open on the weekend. I'll leave you alone. Avian flu, stop! Never more. I don't like you. You strangle, you good bird. Birds. That's right, he's not gonna be terrorizing me no more. Never been a big fan of birds. However, good old Alfred Hitchcock, he can't fail. This man was a genius. He knew what he was doing. He made a movie called The Birds. Basically, what happens is just a story about crazy birds. They're pissed. Why? I don't know. They got the whole sky to fly around, and yet what do? They gotta mess with human beings. The film involves Melanie and Mitch somewhere in San Francisco. She buys a set of lovebirds, and she's gonna drive to Bodega Bay. That's right, Bodega Bay. And surprise him with the lovebirds. She gets attacked by a seagull, and then she ends up staying with him and his family, and he's got a mother and little sister Kathy. Birds, they start attacking. That's right, bunch of nonsense. The seagulls, we got sparrows, we got blackbirds, Big Bird, Larry Bird, all of the birds. The birds are bad. With that clawing out your eyes? It's so suspenseful and scary, and every day I just look out the window and I think, is today the day? Is today the day that all those birds out there are going to attack? And as you can see, this one already went nuts. There's got to be more like him. But maybe if they look in the window and they see me holding one of his buddies like this, striking him like this, they're not going to come get me. I'm doing all the school kids a favor. That's right. So, the school scene. Incredible. Incredible. So well shot. And the bird noises, terrible. All the little kids are in school, and there's just dozens and dozens of birds outside on the playground just sitting there. Melanie shows up, and she says, we gotta get the kids out of here. And I'm thinking, good idea, maybe, I don't know. What do you think? The birds aren't gonna come into school. Might as well just stay in there, sit under the desks. That's what I would have my kids do. They decide to leave the school. Then they're walking real slow, and you're thinking, as long as they be slow and quiet, these birds ain't gonna harm them. But, one kid starts running, and then bird attacks, and they all start running, and then all the birds, they're just flying like little devil creatures after them, pecking at them. Oh, it's terrible, it's just horrible. Someone's bound to lose an eye. More birds, just birds keep attacking. No problems from the squirrels or the bugs or anything like that. Just the birds. Alfred Hitchcock, great job at framing pretty much every single scene. There's suspense, the music's good, the acting's very good, as usual with his films. Melanie, she and Mitch, I guess, make a good couple. So the whole time I'm thinking, I hope these folks, they make it out alive. They're like lovebirds. It's one drunken doomsayer. He's spouting out stuff, up, it's the end of the world, it's the apocalypse, blah, blah, blah. First of all, if the good word's gonna end this world again, he ain't gonna use birds. I mean, look at him. Can do something a little more interesting than that. Probably flaming devil unicorns or something that shoot rays of evil out from their horns. There's a lot of different perspectives being spouted. One person thinks it's the end of the world. The other person just thinks it's some scientific reasoning behind it. The mother goes hysterical. She starts blaming Melanie. You're evil and you brought the birds. Yeah, she brought the lovebirds with her for Mitch, but she didn't bring all these other crazy creatures, and she didn't bring any of them. But who knows? I don't know. I have to watch it again. Sparrows start flying through the chimney. They're swatting, and then Melanie gets stuck in one room. She's getting scratched all the hell up. Mitch saves her. Little Kathy's terrified. People end up dying. They're losing their limbs. They're getting their eyes pecked out. So the movie concludes with Melanie and good old Mitch, little Kathy, and they're taking the lovebirds. They get into the car, and they drive off real slowly. My goodness, this final shot, I couldn't believe it. I don't know how they did it, but there's thousands and thousands of these fellas, thousands and thousands of them, all in the front yard, on the poles, across the way, the fields, the trees, just thousands of them just sitting, waiting, quiet, no music. They're squawking, silent squawking. They'd start to drive off real slowly, and I didn't know what was going to happen, so I'm thinking, oh my goodness, they're all going to attack, and there's way too many. I'm thinking a giant bird's going to swoop from the clouds and pick up the car and fly off. I thought that could happen. I bet if someone was to make a crap remake of the birds today, they'd do that. They'd have some big CGI, computer-generated dragon bird fly down and pick a car up, and, they'd go overboard with it if they were to make this movie today. Hitchcock was very subtle, and the whole film was suspenseful to the very end. Is it the end of the world? Are the birds going to continue to attack? What's the next animal that's going to go crazy and lose its mind? Lizards? Huh? Are the lizards going to lose it? Zebras? Lions? Tigers? Bears? Oh my, I don't know. One of the other sisters, she had some little pet parakeets one time. She taught them to say my name. I'd walk in the room and they'd say, Sister Ashtabula! Sister Ashtabula! Can I have a cracker? Cracker time! It was great. I really liked that. Birds that talk are great. But if the birds could talk in Mr. Hitchcock's film, they'd probably have a lot of mean, nasty things to say. Who are you? I'm gonna eat your face. That's right. I'm gonna peck your brain right out of your head. I've heard a crap rumor once that birds evolved from dinosaurs. What a load of bull. You know what I say to that idea? I say, kiss my foot. That's right, Mr. Bird. I'll wear you as a hat. That way all the other birds flying around in the sky will look down and they'll say, my goodness, she's insane. Don't go near her or her classroom. She's the bird slayer. That's right. I'm the bird slayer. You hear that, birds? Don't come near me. Maybe they'll look down and think I'm one of them. Caw! You want to be my new best friend? I think I'm going to name him Russell. Bum, 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 bum.